people recognize a tax as a sum of money paid to the government for providing services. But in San Francisco, you also pay something called fees, lots of fees, which, as it turns out, are sums of money paid to government to provide services. In San Francisco, there's a fee for virtually everything. For picnic tables in a park, for a burglar alarm in your own home. Even death has its price. If you die in a city hospital, it will cost you $8,000.
There's over 1,000 fees in San Francisco.
Nathan Naiman is with the Committee on Jobs, a San Francisco business organization. He says San Francisco fees are over the top, the bureaucratic equivalent of a blindsided smack up the side of a head.
Unfortunately, people find out what those fees are when they need a permit to do something.
Millie Malcolmson got permits and paid $3,000 to install this hand railing in front of her Filbert Street home. She was unaware of the $1,200 fee the city would demand from her every year to keep it. Never mind, it might cost the city nothing, zero, zip.
I really resent misguided ideas that the city comes up with.
Embarrassed, the city rescinded that fee, but there's plenty more surprises lurking in the statutes. According to a Committee on Jobs study, San Franciscans pay $461 in fees every year, more than twice the amount paid by residents of San Jose, 3 times the amount paid by people in notoriously expensive Honolulu. City officials insist fees are so high because San Francisco is both a city and a county, and that costs twice as much. But does the city and county provide twice the service?
The elected officials will argue that the costs go up because you have to do double diligence. You have to do twice as much. But again, that's not necessarily the case.
Many small business owners are scratching their heads and grinding their teeth.
I do work all over the Bay Area, and I get a whole different experience as I go to some of the other cities.
Ed Kaplan is a San Francisco architect. He's watched mushrooming fees put a stranglehold on the little guy.
There are fewer small businesses in San Francisco than there were 10 years ago, and the climate for it is more and more adverse.
In fact, there are fewer people in San Francisco than 10 years ago. But while the population has fallen, the city's annual budget has skyrocketed from $2.9 billion in 1995 to $5.7 billion this year. Fees paid on everything from parking to outdoor cafe tables make up 39% of the city's annual budget. It's down by 1% from last year, but still much too high for small business.
Some were talking seriously about moving out of the city, and I think some of them did, because they just can't do business.
Believe it or not, up until 2 years ago, even the city didn't know exactly what fees it charged. So Mayor Newsom ordered all departments to turn in a list of fees to the city controller's office. And all but 2, the Port and the Public Utilities Commission did. The result? This, a master list of fees. Todd Rydstrom is with the San Francisco Budget Office.
Each department is held with that responsibility, that they look at their budget each year and come up with what their fee revenues are, what they need to be if they want to have 100% cost recovery.
The city maintains that it needs to charge fees because it can't raise taxes.
California cities and counties really have to hold their fiscal houses in order, and they can only raise tax revenues if voters expressly say, yes, you can.
Meanwhile, the cost to enjoy or live in this fair city will continue to take its toll on your wallet. A visit to Coit Tower, up 75 cents this year. A stop at the Japanese Tea Garden, up another $1. Nickel and dimes, dimes and nickels, strangling tourists and residents alike. Is there a limit? Well, so far there is no fee for owning a wallet.
Where's that tipping point? I think we're pretty close to it.
Incidentally, one reason for San Francisco's exploding budget is the high cost of health care for city employees. The city has 1 public employee for every 28 residents, a figure as much as 3 times that of comparable sized cities in the United States.